living it up, making life juicy. Today, my guest is Edie Weinstein. She's been with me before. Let me just get rid of the tissue. So charming. And here we are at Edie. It's wonderful to see you.
Oh, you too.
Yay.
This is exciting. We've been planning this for a couple of weeks, and this morning we're at a different location than we thought we were going to be.
Yes.
One of the joys of being a homeowner is that sometimes you need new gutters. So I hired, they're called gutter guys, to come out and replace the gutters in my house. They were supposed to come out yesterday, but there was a big storm, so they postponed, and they were supposed to call me this morning to schedule. We were scheduled to do our interview at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
8 o'clock in the morning, they're they're knocking at my door, and I went, uh-oh. They're going to be up on my roof, stomping around, doing their job, which I really appreciate. So I had to scramble and think very quickly, where can I do this?
And I was busy driving, so I didn't get your...
Right. So friends are a blessing. We're in the home of my friend Sue, who has, it's called the Room at Meadowbrook. So I don't know if you want to tell them a little bit. I don't have it memorized, but I can tell them a little bit about it.
You go ahead, because you know more about it.
Yeah, the Room at Meadowbrook, and we're in the room right now, hosts, they do animal healing work. There are 3 animals that I know that live on the farm. One of them is a blind horse named PJ, and 2 seeing eye goats, Cupcake, who has this big toothy grin, who I met a few weeks ago, and Princess. They're his seeing eye goats, so we're going to visit them a little bit later.
We'll get pictures and I'll add these onto the clip.
But they do holistic events here, they do workshops, yoga. I'm going to be teaching laughter yoga here. I did that a few weeks ago, and we'll talk more about laughter yoga.
She's going to give me a little sample of it, too.
Oh, absolutely, and hopefully you'll laugh along with us. That would be really cool. So they're located in Ottsville, Pennsylvania, which is considered Upper Bucks County. So thank you, Sue, and thank you, Lynn, for coming to my rescue. I appreciate that. Otherwise, we'd be in my living room with people stomping around the roof.
Yes, we're grateful to be here. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully they can be on the show too.
Oh, that would be marvelous. They'd be good guests.
Yeah. So you've been so busy this past year.
Yeah.
We were on our way over here, it was like, I wanted to have the dash camera because she was just going on and all this exciting stuff. So tell me about the laughter yoga.
Absolutely, we can start with that.
Yeah.
Laughter yoga is a modality that was created 23 years ago by Dr. Madan Kataria, who is a cardiologist in India, and his wife Madhuri is a yoga teacher. They would go to a park in Mumbai with some friends, and they'd tell jokes and they'd laugh. And then, after a while, the jokes became not very funny, and then they ran out of jokes.
Oh.
So he thought, what if...
I wonder about that.
Yeah. So what if laughter for no good reason, fake laughter, canned laughter, whatever you want to call it, does the body and mind as good as real laughter, what we think of as real laughter.
Right.
So he did his research, and he found out that 10 to 15 minutes of sustained laughter throughout the day is good for pain relief, and I can vouch for that. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a moment.
I'm going to read it.
Was that fake laughter, as we talked about, does the body and mind as good as real laughter. Good for pain relief, good for depression, anxiety, cardiac conditions, blood sugar, great for little kids. And kids are natural at laughing.
Yeah.
They laugh something like 100 times a day. Adults laugh maybe 15, 20 times a day. And we think we need something to laugh about. We think we need to feel good to laugh, but it's the other way around. No matter how you feel, when you laugh, you're likely to elevate your mood. So it kicks in all the feel-good hormones. The
that's like smiling too. Like
absolutely.
they say, just smile because it releases the hormones. Okay.
So she says to him, the same muscles that we use in yoga and meditation are the same muscles we use when we laugh, the diaphragmatic muscles.
Oh.
So what I'm going to ask you to do is put your hand on your diaphragm and just laugh.
Oh my God.
Keep laughing. Okay, so what do you feel when you do that?
I feel it move.
Right. So it's considered light aerobic exercise, and it's good core.
That was great.
Good core exercise. Since I've been doing it, the core muscles are like literally like bouncing. I don't have 6-pack abs, unfortunately.
I don't either nowadays.
Yeah. We were talking a little bit about that too on the way over. That women, seasoned women that we are.
Yeah.
So this is a really good way of taking care of your body, your mind, and your spirit.
Uh-huh.
So right now, 23 years later, there are in 108 countries, which is most of the countries on the planet, over 6,000 laughter yoga clubs where people get together and they just laugh. And you don't need to be in shape. It's not yoga on the mat at all. So he also created what he called the 40 core exercises, which I like to think of as improv exercises.
Cool.
And, and I'll do some of those with you.
Yeah.
Again, it can be for anybody of any age. There are some precautions. If you have a hernia here, if you've recently had abdominal surgery, if you're in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy, don't do it.
Right.
Because it could strain those muscles. If you have blood pressure issues and you start feeling a little woozy, sit down. Because some of it's done seated, some of it's done walking around. And the other thing to know about it is that when it's done with other people, it's a bonding ritual. You connect, when you walk into a room and people are laughing and smiling, how are you likely to feel?
The same.
Right, it's contagious.
Yeah.
So this is I think of it as a contagious exercise as well. We also do clapping as part of it for 2 reasons. One is that in our fingertips and our palms are acupressure points. So when you clap, you stimulate them.
Okay.
And also to invoke a sense of childlike play and wonder. So this is, you're going to feel really silly doing this. So we'll do the clapping part first. So it's ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. 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 Okay? And then the other clapping is very good, very good, yay! Very good, yay! So throughout the exercises, as people are walking around, they do that as kind of a punctuation. So the first thing that I like to do when we do it is you're walking around shaking hands. So we're going to shake hands and laugh. So you walk around and do that. Then we do namaste laughter. You say namaste and you laugh. Namaste. So you're walking around making eye contact with people doing that. Then what I like to launch into is judgment laughter. The I'm right and you're wrong. And there's a lot of that going on these days.
Wow.
A lot of, I've got the best ideas. My way of looking at the world is the best way and you're just totally messed up and you don't know what you're talking about. And so we're going to do really finger pointing, finger wagging, you're wrong and I'm right laughter. I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm right, you're wrong.
That's a whole different laugh.
Yeah, it's like a
Yes.
Okay, then you start to snarky laugh, right? Then you start to realize, maybe I made a mistake. So this is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, laughter. And then I like to launch into the hugging laughter, like, will you please forgive me, hugging laughter. And then we'll just do one more. My all-time favorite is mental floss.
Okay.
You know how you sometimes get thoughts stuck in your head and you can't get them out, and you're feeling like, I'm just never going to be able to think straight. So imagine like dental floss. You're pulling it out, and then you're sticking it in your ear, and then you're cleaning it up. And then you can say, you shake it out like that. So go online and look up laughteryoga.org, and you'll see Dr. Kataria, you'll see other laughter yoga leaders. We are all over the world. I'm based in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, but I take laughter on the road. I do it myself in the car, especially on the Schuylkill Expressway. Did you ever take the Schuylkill to get?
I would never,
476?
ever take the Schuylkill.
Okay, so 476.
Yeah.
Any major road, you can, instead of road rage, you can laugh like. Or I laugh in the shower, like laughing, washing your hair. And it's really good in the shower because you're breathing in steam while you're laughing.
Oh, nice.
Now, just real quick example of the pain relief part. When I took the training a year ago with my teacher, Alexa Fong-Drube.
And that was in media.
Yeah,
so that's not far.
Nope. So when I took the training, I had plantar fasciitis in my left foot, which is tremendous pain from, the fascia in the foot gets stretched and torqued and really painful, like walking on spikes. And I thought, how am I going to be on my feet for a 16-hour training? By the end of the training, the pain was gone, and it's only come back peripherally, and I find a way to laugh it away.
Wow.
So that really makes a difference.
Wow.
Yeah, big wow. So I teach all over the place. I've taught laughter yoga here in this beautiful studio. So any and everywhere, I'm willing to take it on the road.
Wow.
So how are you feeling?
I feel good. I feel good.
So when you go visit your grandkids, when you visit your grandkids, maybe you could do that with them today.
I will. I was just thinking that. They would love that.
Oh, children love it. Children are naturals. So, so that's one big thing that I've been doing.
That's so fun. So fun. Okay, so then you went to Ireland.
That's a biggie. I'm turning 60. Tomorrow is my 60th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Not, you know, I don't know how
Sorry,
many
I can't
60-year-olds.
come to the party.
That's okay. Well, this is our party today.
This is our
good.
party.
So, I mean, how many 60-year-olds, you know, rock purple hair?
I love it.
So,
I love it.
so in anticipation of my 60th birthday, I decided I was going to take this trip of a lifetime. I wanted to go to Ireland for as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what the connection is in this lifetime. My heritage is Eastern European Jewish, but there's just something alluring about Ireland.
Yeah,
The music,
of
the
course.
people, the culture, something about it said, no, you need to go. And I said, okay, if not now, when?
Mm-hmm.
So I had a conversation with Spirit, and when I say that I'm spiritual, not necessarily formally religious. And I said, all right, Spirit, you're going to be my tour guide. You're going to find me the perfect tour to go to Ireland, because I've never been there. I don't know anybody well. I mean, I know a few people that are from there, one that lives there, but it's a little scary to tour the country.
Sure.
I'm not that brave. So I do a lot of crazy
Safety in
things.
numbers too.
Yeah.
You know.
So I said, all right, and I don't drink, so a typical pub tour would not have been fun for me.
Right.
But we did go to pubs, and I liked the music and the people and the atmosphere. So in 2003, and I'm rolling back the clock, I saw this beautiful video called A Knock at the Door. And look it up on YouTube. It was created by this husband and wife team, Angie Sullins and Silas Tobal. So I fell in love with it because it had Celtic music and it had fairy imagery, and it was just absolutely beautiful. You would love it, your peeps. Yeah. So I watched it over and over again in the last 15 years. In March of this year, I get an email from a woman who is among other things, a greeting card designer. She's an artist, she's a writer, she's a coach. Her husband is a composer and an artist as well. And she said, I saw a piece of your writing and I would like to use it on one of my greeting cards. And the piece of the writing, we might have talked about this on the show before.
Just out of the blue? Oh,
just out
yes.
of the blue. The optimistic quote, it says, I'm not just an optimist, I'm an optimistic who sees the world through the eyes of possibility. So she said, can I use that on one of my cards? And I said, sure, let's talk. Guess who it was? Angie Sullins.
Oh my God.
And one of those screaming into the phone, do you know how long I've loved your work? And so we friended each other.
God.
We friended each other on Facebook. It gets even better. We friended each other on Facebook. A couple days later, I'm reading through the thread, and I see that she's also a tour guide. And she has a company called the Muse Juice Tour. And she's a muse. She's a creative inspiration. I call them inspiristas, which is how I see myself and see you as well.
Oh,
and she's taking people on a tour to Ireland. And there's one space left.
Wow.
So I contacted her. I said, hold my space for the day. Let me check my finances. Let me check my schedule. And the trip is happening in May. Now I anticipated it being much later.
Yeah.
So it was two months away, and I went, oh.
Big.
Yeah, so one of my other hats is that I teach mindfulness for tiny humans, kids in daycare centers. So I went to one of my jobs, and I'm talking to the receptionist, and I have to get my badge and check in, and she's wearing this beautiful scarf. And I look at it and I said, that's gorgeous, where did you get that? At the bottom of the scarf is a shamrock. And I said, did you get that in Ireland? No, but I've always wanted to go. And I said, let me tell you my story. So I did. She says, on your sign, you need to go. You know, on the sign that you need to go on this trip. So when I got home, I called Angie. I said, okay, I'm in. Now you know that when you make a commitment to something, it's already started. April 1st, which was Easter Sunday and April Fool's Day, I found myself in Doylestown Hospital with pneumonia.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you've ever had it before, but
No.
it feels like drowning. It is no fun. And I thought,
Oh my
trip is
God.
6 weeks away. How am I going to go? I can't even breathe without assistance. I mean, I wasn't on oxygen, but I had a nebulizer and all kinds of lovely breathing treatments. So I said, all right, I've already put my deposit down. I am going. I'm going to be well enough to go. So when I got home, I uncharacteristically let friends take care of me. They cooked for me. One of my friends gave me a recliner chair that she wanted to get rid of anyway because I couldn't sleep lying down. So I slept sitting up for a couple weeks. So one of my friends, Ernie, who's a laughter yoga leader, came over with some food and a few little gifties. One of them is this little tablet or notepad, and it says follow your bliss.
Yeah.
And it's got an elephant on it. Because the meme that was created with the optimistic quote originally was an elephant, right? So I thanked him for it, and when he left, I just kind of casually looked at the back. Look who created it.
Wait,
Can you say?
No way. Oh my God.
What's it say?
Angie Sullins and Silas
Tobal.
Tobal.
The husband and wife team that
Oh
created
my
the video
God.
in 2003. The husband and wife team that led the tour to Ireland. And again, Ernie didn't know their names, knew nothing about it. So Spirit was kind of playing, yeah.
Just blew my mind.
So come the beginning of, toward the end of May, I think we left on May 20th. My wonderful son and daughter-in-law paid for my airfare as a birthday gift.
Oh.
My daughter-in-law picked out this beautiful suitcase. It's kind of like the two combinations of pinks in your, like this pink and this pink.
Okay.
And I call it, what did I call it? Pink Panther versus with merged with Pepto-Bismol pink.
Okay.
And she said that way you'll be able to find it on the baggage carousel.
Yeah.
So they took care of that. I was well enough to go. I only needed my inhaler twice.
Good.
On the trip. And I was probably one of the older ones there, and it was just remarkable. So the trip itself took us from Dublin to Galway. We went to sacred sites, we went to different pubs where we listened to music, we went to shrines, castles. Our tour guide was born in Ireland, so our tour bus guide, so he knew all the special places to take us that tourists don't normally go. We went to 2 beaches where it was just locals, and the weather was exquisite. How many people come home from Ireland with a tan? It was warm, it was sunny, it was absolutely beautiful. So a few highlights from the trip that were part of that spiritual connection. One of the things that I do is free hugs. I'm one of those people that stands on street corners with a sign that says free hugs.
Yeah.
So I decided to hug my way across Ireland. My favorite hugger was a young man whose name escapes me, but he was in Ayers Square Park in Galway, and he was probably late teens, early 20s, shirtless, blowing these massive bubbles.
Oh,
and he had dreads
cool.
down to here. He was very cute. And we hugged, and then I walked through the park, and on my way back, he says, come here, come here. And I said, what? And he's rubbing his head against my shoulder. He says, I got patchouli oil on me, and I want to get it on you. So he's rubbing his head.
Oh, no.
And he says, and you come from the land of the purple marshmallow people. Because my hair was really vividly purple, and I was wearing this scarf. I don't know if I was wearing this whole outfit, but at least the scarf and purple hair. And he just stayed in my heart. I don't know, I can send you the picture if you want to see it.
Yeah.
Another really sweet experience was with the dog. One of the places we walked had, was like not a real steep uphill, but steep enough that I was getting a little winded. But I met these 3 sheep herding dogs on the way. Now in Ireland, I'm convinced that there are more sheep than people, because it's pretty small. There are like 9 million people on the island, and seemingly a lot more sheep. And the sheep are dyed different colors, so that they're not branded. That's how the farmers and the ranchers know whose sheep they are.
Right.
And I really appreciated that, because I'm the rainbow sheep in my family, not the black sheep. So I saw these 3 cute little dogs, and I walked partway up the hill, and I told the friend that I was walking with, I need to go back down to the visitor center. I'm starting to get winded. So she continued, and I went back by myself. Well, one of the dogs, a little black and white, I don't know, it was a border collie, started grabbing my wrist, not biting, but like, come on, leading me down the hill. And I said, you need to go home, your people are gonna miss you. The dog wasn't wearing a collar, so it couldn't be identified, but it looked well cared for, looked healthy, and probably a puppy. So it kept dragging me down the hill to the visitor center, and we crossed a highway. He sat with me, didn't beg for food, didn't go in the visitor center until the tour bus came and got me. And then I don't know what happened to him after that. I'm hoping he went home. So I'm thinking he was a bit of an angel.
Yes.
Well.
Oh my God,
so
that's such
that
a magical experience.
It really was. And all these months later, I feel like a piece of me is still there, and I would love to go back. The people, the music, everything about it was absolutely. Oh, the other cosmic coincidence. I know there's more of them. The other cosmic coincidence. A few weeks before the trip, about 2 weeks prior to that, I'm on a train from Philly to Doylestown for World Laughter Day, and I was there with a friend who's also a laughter yoga leader. Her name is Jody Butterman, and I hear this man talking to his 2-year-old son a couple rows behind us. The little boy's crying, the father's comforting him. So I went back, and I carry feathers around with me.
Yes.
And I asked the little boy, do you want this feather? Oh. And I said, how about if I give it to your daddy? He'll hold on to it for you until you're ready. Okay. So they continued talking, and I said to the father, do I detect an Irish accent? And he said, yeah, I'm from Ireland. And he's looking so familiar. I couldn't place where I knew this man. And he was wearing a t-shirt with a local bar, an Irish bar. And as he got off the train, I said, what's your name? He says, Jay Murphy. And it's still stuck in my head, and I couldn't make the connection. So when I got home, I looked his name up. 5 years earlier, Jay and I were speaking at an event called Mo Mondays, Motivational Mondays, which is like a TED Talk kind of thing.
Yeah.
And at dinner that night, we sat together, and I said, where does a vegetarian teetotaler go in Ireland? Because I'd like to go someday. He says, darling, a vegetarian teetotaler doesn't go to Ireland. She goes to Ohio. So I started laughing. And that was the same man. 5 years later, 2 weeks before my trip, and we happened to be on the same train. I got on at 30th Street Station. When I came into Philly, I think might have been Jefferson Station or something, I don't know, but it was a different train than I would normally have, train stop that I would normally, but Spirit was guiding me. So that happened as well. So I believe in cosmic coincidence. I believe that some things are divinely orchestrated.
Yeah.
And clearly this was.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I believe in all that too. How can you not? You know, when it's so
It's happening all the
specific.
time. Yep.
It's happening all the time.
Yeah.
Wow. So I was telling you in the car, like and you said not too much. No, you're just so much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just so great because you're just doing all these things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm never bored.
It's big. It's just big.
Yeah, and I get tired sometimes. As I'm approaching 60, you and I were talking about this too, that our bodies don't always cooperate and our minds don't always cooperate. So by way of full disclosure, there are times when I forget stuff. I say that the hard drive gets full, but it's not. The problem isn't storage; it's retrieval. And I have to write things down, and I was telling you in the car that if I'm inspired by something I hear on the radio, like on NPR, I listen to WHYY a lot, and if I hear something that I want to write about, I immediately need to go to that page, or as soon as, I'm not while I'm driving obviously, but as soon as I can safely go to the page and copy and paste, put it on my Facebook page as a memory tool, because otherwise I won't remember, and it's scary. Because in my line of work, I don't ever have to retire. I'm a therapist, I'm a writer. As long as I have my marbles, as long as I can still remember stuff, as long as my fingers work, I can type.
You just keep going.
But it is a little frightening to think that things that I could remember just like that, I have the thought, it's gone.
Well, I think that happens to me too. Just yesterday I had asked a friend if she wanted to go to a festival with me, and apparently I guess I did. I don't even remember asking her.
Did you go?
She said no. Well, she's going to be out of town on the 4th of November, and I'm like, okay, what festival was it?
It's not just me, thank goodness. Okay.
I was like, oh boy. And then I was just hoping that it was like another friend of hers that mentioned a festival, and she had just mistaken that it was me. Like, hoping it was her. But there's such we're being inundated with so much information.
Yeah, overload.
Yeah.
And especially if we're around people, especially if we're doing service kind of work, I was telling you also that it's hard not to take in and take on other people's pain because the world is in so much turmoil right now.
Well,
that
as a therapist, that's just...
I hear hard, I don't either sometimes. And I'm probably been doing it for 4 decades now, so it's been a while. And I do my best to put shields up if I need to. I take care of myself, and this is really important too, is self-care, no matter what line of work you're in. So going to the gym, breathing, meditating, for me writing is a healing tool. Being with kindred spirits, doing the free hugs thing, laughter yoga, whatever it is, all of these are ways that I keep myself sane and vertical. And I have people in my life now that are going through some major life struggles, physical illness, life challenges, relationships ending, some of them have lost children, some are dealing with cancer, and it is a challenge to be fully present for the people that I love and be fully present for myself. So it's a delicate dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. No wonder you're so colorful.
Thank you.
I think that's part of the therapy too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I have to be because life is, I think it's endlessly fascinating.
Self-therapy.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, life is endlessly fascinating. As I said, I'm never bored. There's always something happening. Now, what I wish is that I could sleep more. I've been waking up between 4 and 5 in the morning.
Me too.
I don't know what it is.
What is that?
And I don't know if it's just being inundated by whatever, I don't even know what it is with the pain of the world, or being told, okay, get up and write, get up and do something.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I'm able to go back to sleep. That's that's helpful.
That's
But
good.
naps, since I had a heart attack in 2014, so I learned to take naps. Because I was sleeping maybe 5 or 6 hours a night back then consistently, and working 12 to 14-hour days. So now I take, I nap when I can, and I, try to get to bed earlier, but that never works. There's always something.
Yeah.
There's always something calling my attention.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you had mentioned something about breathing too. So laughter, you just as part of therapy, and people like we just think, oh, we breathe automatically, but no, we don't really. And it's important to have conscious breathing.
Yeah, we forget that. It is an automatic response, but we don't breathe when we're not conscious. We're not breathing deeply. We're breathing from here.
Right.
And as somebody with asthma, I need to be more mindful of breathing from here, breathing from the diaphragm.
And when I was going to PT for my neck, there was one of the therapists was saying that it's important to start your breathing down at the diaphragm, because as soon as you lock everything up here, there's stress emotional sensors up here. So you got to keep your breathing down here so you don't get more stressed from up here.
Yeah.
So there's emotional parts all over our body. You, of course, you know that. But
yeah, and one of the things that I teach my clients, whether they're little kids or whether they're adults, is breathing techniques that help us to focus on our bodies and how we're feeling. One of my favorite toys, I should have brought it with me, is called a Hoberman sphere, and it's one of those little breathing balls. Do you have one of those?
No.
You can order them
see
online, but they're
Hoberman.
Hoberman sphere, but breathing balls, and they're colorful. They look like Kinects, and they
Okay.
expand and contract, and they're all different
Oh, they're
colors.
all,
Yeah.
and it's pieces. It's
Yeah,
all like,
but it's all together.
Okay, yeah.
So if you don't have one, you can do them with your fingers. So can you put your fingers together and then?
Isn't she great? Wait, do that again.
Okay, you can do that one. Another one is like a mudra kind of thing, where you're going to be tapping your thumbs to all of your fingers. I am peaceful.
I love this.
I am peaceful.
I'm going to teach this in my yoga
I
class.
am relaxed.
I'm going to borrow this.
It's not mine. I am calm now.
Wow.
I am happy. Whatever you want to reinforce. But you're tapping again on the acupressure points on your fingers, and you're focusing. And with the little kids, because they're tempted to go like this or like this, is imagine a sloth that you're tapping like a sloth or a snail, whatever.
That's cute.
So that's one of them. We do. I teach them to breathe with a feather, like holding a feather out in front of them, and they're inhaling their favorite scent, and then they're blowing on the feather like it's birthday candles, very slowly. We do peace breathing. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Peace.
Peace.
And then more.
Peace.
And then you put another one
I love you,
is a head
Edie.
hug. Another one's a head hug.
Head
So you
hug.
put one hand on your forehead, one on your occipital, like back of your head. One more. And the other is hand on your belly.
That's
Or your
nice.
belly button, and then hand on your heart. And then one more. Okay. And most of these you can do anywhere. I wouldn't recommend taking your hand off the wheel of the when you're driving.
Right.
But you can at least visualize doing that. But you can do them at your desk. You can do them, if you're a school student, under your desk. You can. And I teach kids that have ADHD how to use these to slow down and calm down, because I like to think that I joke that I'm functionally manic, that I'm all over the place, and I need to kind of reel myself back in, and that I probably have a bit of ADHD because of, oh, look, a squirrel.
Right.
And I really think that a lot of people that have a lot of hobbies, a lot of interests, might have a bit of that neuroatypical kind of thing going
Mhm.
on,
Mhm.
but I'm able to function with it. I'm
Right.
able to, you know,
Highly
the laser-
functioning.
highly
AD.
functioning ADHD or functioning that. But again, it's not making fun of people that have serious diagnoses, but
Right.
I need to be
Of
able
course, of
to
course.
laugh at my own challenges, and what I teach my clients, I test out on myself. I practice it myself. And while I'm teaching them, I'm doing the exercises too.
Wow.
So that's, we teach what we need to learn.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Heal thyself, that kind of thing.
Yes, that's why I teach yoga, because
Yeah.
I need it so bad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's why I do the free hugs thing, because we all have skin hunger. That's as important to me as food hunger. So when we connect with other people, there's this heart to heart that, they no longer are a stranger.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So yeah, so I love doing that too. So yeah, there are times when I feel like I'm too much or life is too much, but I like
So much.
so much. So I'm gonna
much.
I'm gonna reframe that. Yeah, so much.
So
Yeah.
much. Well, Edie, thank you so
Oh,
much
my
for being.
pleasure.
Oh, thank you for being on this show.
Oh, my pleasure.
With Living It Up, Making Life Juicy with Edie Weinstein.
Thank you.
Yes.
And you can find me on Facebook under that name, Edie Weinstein, or my website, which is www.opti-mystical, mystical.com.
Great. And I'll be
Thank you.
splashing that
Wonderful.
underneath. So.
Thank you.
Yay! Hug.
Absolutely.
Yay! Oh.
My pleasure.
Let's go see some critters. Yeah.
All right. Thank
Mwah.
you.